Happy Thanksgiving. We're
Yeah,
back.
gobble gobble.
Gobble gobble. How we feeling, Dom?
Yeah. How are you feeling? I mean, I feel fine. Well as you can be after last week
That's
for a
true.
Steelers fan. So you kind of swallow it and you keep going. How are you feeling? You had a long night last night.
Legends Night may or may not have gotten the best of me. I am in my childhood bedroom right now, home for a couple days here, and I've seen better days, definitely for sure. I can tell you that right now. But espresso martini, and we are gonna keep a good thing going here.
Never stop stopping, man.
Hell no,
That's what we
dude.
always
All right.
say.
Well, let's just jump into it here. Let's start with the Thursday night game here.
Yeah,
Steelers
let's start
Browns.
with the random blizzard that ran through Cleveland at
Mm-hmm.
halftime. I don't know if you saw like the picture. In a 10-minute span, it went from green field, light snow to
Two, you
the
couldn't see
field
the
was
field.
covered in snow and you could barely see. The visibility there was insane. I saw some like videos and pictures from people in the crowd, and I'm sorry, but Russ was throwing some dots and I don't know how.
Yeah,
I really don't. Like,
yeah.
so like it just kind of gives you a perspective of like a typical NFL quarterback. Like, how do you throw some of the passes you're able to throw in those kind of conditions?
No, it was insane.
And
Yeah, I
then
saw
and
some of the
then
pictures. Like it
and
just
then
went to
yeah.
you couldn't see anything.
Yeah, and then right back to the receivers, like how do you make those catches? Like that is why they get paid millions of dollars, and I sit on my couch and I judge them from afar. But all in all, that game was a mess for the Steelers. Some pretty poor play calling and decisions down the stretch there. They had a chance to win the game, should have won the game. Decided to take a 3rd and 7 instead of 4th and 2. To be fair though, it's kind of like a toss up. You take the 4th and 2. Jameis was 4 for 4 on 4th down, and he
Mhm.
ended the game 1 of 10 on 3rd down. Doesn't make sense at all. And that 3rd down was the 3rd and 7 that
I
they
was gonna
managed to
say,
get.
like,
That was
just
the
in
only one
general
lucky
on
guy.
that one, just to kind of say they were, I think, yeah, what were they on third down? Like 1 for 10 on third down, but they were
One for 10
but
throughout the
four for
entire game.
four. Yeah, but
Four
four
for
for
four
four on
on
fourth
4th down.
down, which is
Yeah, just
I
dumb.
saw somebody say that it was like that's such a Jameis stat.
Yeah, it was just a lot of typically they're a very good team to adjust at halftime. They've done it all season. They've made those adjustments. They didn't really do that in this game. Granted, again, there was a blizzard in the second half that decided to
Hmm.
come through. Kind of hard to make some adjustments, but still didn't love the play calling I saw. Russ was making some good throws despite it all. The team was making some good plays. I think they were a little undisciplined in this game, and Miles Garrett
Yeah.
really did get after them in that first half, and that kind of like threw them for a loop.
I was gonna say that it was fairly predictable. Like I was saying last week, I really wanted to
Yeah,
take that one as my upset pick. I wanted to put that in as one of my picks. It was just, if it weren't for tackles being out in that game, I would have 100% been on all over that game. I'm not reading too much into that one, honestly. Like
no,
it's
no,
just,
and we talked about it last week. If they were to lose, it's not a big deal.
yeah,
It's
exactly. It's the AFC North.
the same
It's
thing.
just how those games go.
Yeah, and then to turn it around the other side. So Steelers are 0-8 all time against division rivals going on the road on Thursday Night Football. When following a long break from Thursday to Sunday or Monday, so it's like 9 or more days, they're 8-1 all
Yeah,
time.
yeah. The
So
extra rest helps them.
if that kind of gives you an idea of what you're looking at this week, there it is.
Yeah, going into the Bengals game, like I like them against the Bengals for sure.
So do I. But we'll talk about that in the next one.
Yeah. But
But
you know,
yeah, the only other thing I kind of want to mention here is the comments that Miles Garrett kind of made after the game.
mhm.
I don't know if you saw that at all. He was basically saying that he is the best defensive player in the league by far. DJ needs to acknowledge him, and just kind of a lot of like craziness like that. And he's been kind of, I don't know if you saw anything leading up. He was calling out TJ all week and basically saying the same stuff.
Yeah.
So just kind of rubs you the wrong way, but
Oh yeah, when
is
they
what it
when they
is.
play in Pittsburgh in a couple weeks here, 2 weeks, right? Like it's Bengals this week
Next,
and then the
that,
Browns
yeah,
again. Yeah.
I
I
expect
think
a slightly different game.
I would say extremely different game.
Yeah, because hopefully there's not going to be a snowstorm, and even if there was, I think the adjustments are going to be made
Again,
for
yeah,
that game.
it's short week kind of fucks him
Yeah,
up a little bit for
yeah.
sure.
Also, one more thing, just because it's kind of like a brand new topic. So apparently, Arthur Smith might be interested in taking the UNC coaching job.
Yeah, don't love that for you guys.
Uh, I don't. So if it's after the season and he takes it, whatever. Sure, great, fine. I don't care.
Which
But if he
will be
takes
what
it,
it is.
yeah, if he takes it right now, different story.
Yeah, that gets real hairy. I don't see how he takes that job until after the season's over.
Like,
If
get
he
a
does
verbal
end up taking it.
commit. Get a verbal commit.
Because that's
Stay.
the thing, is just like if you do that with the college stuff, it's like, well, the second you say, "Oh, I'll take that job," like you got to start recruiting.
Yeah.
So I don't see him taking that job, at least right now.
No, not necessarily. So that would be tough if he were to leave, because then we're stuck with Mike Sullivan again as
Ugh,
our OC, and
gross.
yeah, it's fine. I mean, I would like to see somebody else potentially in here next year, regardless.
Yeah,
Not that
something with
Arthur
the
Smith
same
has done a
philosophy.
Yeah, not that Arthur Smith has done a bad job, but maybe somebody a little younger, maybe somebody with a little bit more,
Something, yeah,
some new ideas, something that I
right.
haven't seen before. So
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
kind
you're
of
gonna
see
need
how
that
that all plays
regardless
out.
because worst case scenario, like he's gonna do something else.
Yeah,
Like it's,
we knew this
he's
was
doing
never like long term for him.
right. But someone with similar philosophies would be really, really good for them
Yeah, I
because
think so.
obviously it looks great more often than not
Yeah,
with him.
at this
So,
point.
all right, Chiefs Panthers.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about that game. Chiefs almost lost this one.
Mm,
Somehow they were up 8 with like 2 minutes to go, and Panthers drove down the field, scored a touchdown, and got the 2-point conversion to tie it up. And of
yep,
course, Chiefs kick a
Chiefs
field goal
came
with one
down.
second left on.
Exactly. Yeah, that was
Ricky
my
Starks.
thing with it. Is like, man, they play with their food more often than not,
Hmm.
and it's like they're playing with things, doing different stuff, but it's like that's why I keep saying they're still one of the best teams, regardless of how they look, because like when they need to, they just come down the field and score. Outside of
Yeah,
that Bills game, I mean that's what they've been doing for like all season long. Like just you need 45 yards to kick a field goal.
it's gonna happen.
It's yeah, there's not a doubt in anybody's mind that
Yeah,
that's happening.
yeah. But on the other side of that field, Bryce Young has just looked phenomenal, to
Yeah,
say the least,
since they sat him.
since being placed back into the head quarterback role.
Yep.
So like the last 3 weeks against the Saints and the Giants here. I mean, Saints 171, one touchdown, one pick, nothing to really write home about. And then Giants game 126 and one. Oh, well, I mean, but I guess the numbers don't really tell the full tale of the tape and
No, I
how
was gonna say too. It's just like
well he's looked.
numbers aren't giving you the full story because like he does
No,
look better. He
yeah, he
looks
looks
better. He
more
looks more
comfortable.
comfortable. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's not a deer in the headlights anymore.
no, which is what you need. And
Exactly.
now I get it. You don't still have like that top tier weapon that you want. You brought Deontay, he sucked. Your second round wide receiver you drafted last year, you traded him away. So it's just
Yeah.
Jonathan Mingo. But it's just
It's
like
Jonathan
you
Mingo. Not even, yeah, and not even that. It's yeah. You got Xavier
Leggett.
Leggett and friends.
You
Like,
got 33-year-old Adam Thielen, and then
isn't he hurt right
who's
now though?
I think he just came back last week.
That he,
And then they have another young guy who they really have been using a lot. What's his name? They didn't throw the ball at all to him last week, so I couldn't even tell you. But yeah, like David Moore got a lot of passes last week. He's
yeah,
30. So
yeah. I
I
mean,
think it's just
but
kind of
you know,
still
it's you're
figuring it
seeing
out.
that progression now finally
Hmm.
with Bryce Young, which is
Yeah,
nice to see.
yeah, for sure.
What do we got? Let's do the Dolphins real quick. Dolphins Patriots game.
Oh man, I
I
was
mean,
wrong about this game. I was
it,
so wrong.
extremely
And
same.
I'm
Wear
happy
that
that
one.
I was wrong. I'm
I'm
so happy.
not, to be
Because
honest
you don't
with
want them
you.
to make the playoffs.
I know
That's
I need
really
them.
what it
That
is.
was one of the early season, like preseason bets there. I need them to not make the playoffs. However, I do feel
No,
they go,
it's not looking good.
well, they go to
Well,
Green Bay this week.
outside of tonight, their end of season, Jets, Texans, Niners, Browns, Jets. They could easily win every one of those games.
However, right now,
Houston's the most difficult.
that's why I wanted to hit them because as it stands right now, I think, yeah,
They
Denver is
have
the 7 seed.
they have to
Denver
win
is the
though.
7 seed. Denver could win this week because they get, who do they play this week? Yeah. Broncos play the Browns this week.
Mm. Oh, that's Monday
My
night, and they're at home. Yeah.
and Miami has to go to Green Bay on Sunday.
No, they go to Green Bay tonight.
Oh, is it tonight?
That's tonight.
That is the third. I forgot what day it was, honestly.
Me too. Sorry. Yeah, that game's tonight.
Anyway, so those are two things with it. Is that honestly, props to Tua and Mike McDaniel, kind of getting themselves back into the mix, honestly. But they lose tonight going to Green Bay in shitty weather because, cold weather, Tua doesn't do well.
Fair
And
enough. Fair enough.
and Broncos win on Sunday or Monday night. Is it Monday night? Not the Monday
They
night
play
game?
Monday. They
Monday night.
play next
Yeah,
Monday.
they
Yeah.
play on Monday. That puts Dolphins 3 games back, and Broncos really just kind of gonna have to stay the course a little bit because they got
Yeah.
a nice little
As
finishing
as
schedule.
as long as that's how you think it's gonna happen, that's not necessarily how I think it's gonna happen.
But yeah,
But
like
we can.
Broncos could go as long as the Dolphins lose tonight. Broncos can go 2-3 down the stretch and probably still be fine. Get themselves to 10 wins, and that's kind of
I
what you're
think
looking
that's
at.
what it is. I think it's the race to 10,
Yeah.
and we've kind of talked about that all season.
Yeah, ten's the magic number. Is the safe number,
Hmm.
but I think 9 could get you in on the AFC side.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. One thing that I do think kind of happened last week in the league is that there was like a balancing. A lot of the top teams still won. A lot of the bottom teams still lost, but those teams in the middle, they kind of like balanced. Because you
Mm,
had at one point this year between teams 1 and teams 10 in the draft order,
yeah,
I think 8 of them had 2 wins.
yeah,
That's not the case now. You got like some 2s, some 3s, some 4s, some 5s, some 6. So like it's more balanced at this
right,
point. I never had seen it that heavy at the bottom before.
yeah,
So it's good that we're kind of getting that shift again, where it's not as one-sided,
mm,
one way or the other, where like the teams at the top are good and the teams at the bottom are bad.
yeah, yeah.
Where like when they
Everything's
go up
kind of
and down.
leveling off here a little bit
Yeah.
because the bad teams are sneaking in and getting a couple wins here and there. I mean, even right now, there's still 3 2-win teams and what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3-win teams.
That's better than 8 2-win teams.
That's very true. Very true.
Yeah, but I think we're going to see that a little bit more here down the stretch these last couple of weeks of football.
Yeah, you're starting to see everything level off and true identities kind of come out here.
I think that's going to really do them well here.
Speaking
The
of young
league will.
quarterbacks, Vikings beat the Bears in overtime in Chicago. However, Caleb's getting better. We're starting to see that
He
version of
is.
Caleb.
He is.
They still need O-line help for sure, and their special teams is a mess, and Eberflus should not be the coach of that team come the end of the season. But you're seeing Caleb again. He got very,
Yeah.
like, after the first couple games, or first 5 games or something like that,
Okay.
they kind of forced him into being really conservative, like extremely conservative, and his interceptions went down a lot. However, I saw PFF had his like turnover worthy plays in like a 3 or 4 week stretch at like he had like 2 turnover worthy plays. So they kind of forced him into being really, really conservative
Yeah.
and not doing the things that he's really good at. And then the last couple of weeks here, without Shane Waldron, starting to see him be the playmaker that he was in college. Like the throw he made to DeAndre Swift,
I saw.
insane.
It was nuts. It was good. I
Yeah,
mean, if
like Like,
You
yes, like I
need
saw
you need
somebody be like, "Oh, that was a hospital ball in 2010." It's like, yeah, probably, but also making that throw, rolling out to his right, almost out of bounds, off of 1 foot, and just kind of layering it the way that he did. Like,
yeah. I mean, you really want to go
he's
ahead.
been fantastic the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean, you really want to get specific though. I mean, how many quarterbacks in 2010 truly could have made a throw like that? Truly.
That's the other part. Exactly. That's the other part of
Maybe
it too.
maybe
I mean, not on the move like that, I can tell you that. And
well,
Breeze threw
Breeze
dots.
could throw. Yeah, he could throw on the move. That's why I said maybe Breeze.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but there's also never a time that Breeze was almost running out
Yeah.
of bounds.
That's true.
You know what
He
I mean?
typically would just
Like
throw
he
it out
had
of bounds
quick
at that
feet.
point.
He was very agile. Like he wasn't mobile, but he was very agile in the pocket.
Yeah,
But he wasn't doing that.
that's fair.
Like that
Fair.
was yeah. It's like
Yeah,
Rodgers, 15 years ago is the only one that's making that throw.
but even then, it's still maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I
Whereas
mean,
now you have like six quarterbacks who can make that throw, and you go, "Oh, I saw that last week."
true, very true. Regardless,
Well, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like the
honestly,
progression of the quarterback now.
yes, I agree. I get what you're saying. I'm just also saying that, like, I don't know, in week 3, Caleb's not making that throw.
No, no. I guess I'm sorry. My point went off the rails there. I'm not saying bad on Caleb. I'm saying
Yeah,
good on Caleb.
yeah,
He's a very young quarterback who has the ability to make those plays with a handful of the very good quarterbacks in this league that
yes,
can do that.
I get
Like
what you're saying now.
Mahomes,
Yeah,
like Allen, like
Lamar. I mean, yeah, that top
Lamar,
those top like 6 dudes, honestly. Yeah, Justin Herbert, Mahomes,
Allen.
Lamar, whatever. Anyway, yeah, like that was a throw
Yeah,
that the elites
those
made.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna be fine. They need to change the culture because they're a mess. I mean, again, special teams was awful.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the people on the offense 3 weeks ago didn't want to play.
Yeah.
Now they look like they're back in a little bit now that Waldron's out.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's
DJ
a
Moore
step
looks
away.
better now because
Well,
he
I
was
mean, they
getting really
basically wrote
pissy.
him out. They wrote him out of the freaking offense at one point.
Well, yeah,
Cole
yeah, no,
Kmet wasn't even involved. It was, what are you doing?
yeah. No, I agree with all that there, but it's better now.
Yeah, that's
It's
what we're
better
trying to
now.
say.
It's better now. And
Their season
if
shot, that's done for. But we'll see him next
yes,
year.
next year, yeah. No, I
This is
heard
like the
Cowherd kind of made a good point about it. It's just like they might be a 7-win team again, but like meaning the same record as last year, but you're gonna feel better about them.
yeah
And that's kind of where I'm at with them now too. Is like I clearly overvalued their O line going into the
yeah,
year because that
which
was a
ended up being
mess, a
though like
mess.
it's like
Yeah, it's insane because like they were looking good last year, and this year they just
hmm
came out of the gate ice cold,
yeah
whatever. But they're like you can see a vision with that team now.
yeah, and
They
that's
just need to
good.
get the right guy and actually spend some money on a coach.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest thing. Is just like if they open up the checkbook, go get a Ben Johnson.
It's not going to be Ben. Ben's not going to go there. I'm telling you, Ben is going to one team and one team only if that job opens up. Otherwise, he's
Which one?
staying where he is. Since he opens up, that's where he's going.
See,
If that doesn't
I get
open,
that. I mean, he's going to want to go somewhere that he can do well,
win.
clearly, because
He wants
like
to win.
yeah, because last year was not a good coaching cycle. There weren't good jobs, at least. However, I think Cincy and Chicago would be the places to look at for him.
I just don't think he really wants to stay. I mean, he sees how much of a crapshoot this division is, how tight it is at the top.
Oh yeah, for
Does he
sure.
really
But
want
like,
to stay here?
well, what I'm saying is he's going to want to go somewhere where he knows he's got a quarterback that he can work with,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I
that's
guess
going to
that's
do
fair.
well. So that's why I say it's Cincy and Chicago for him, and the other part of that, which should incentivize the Bears to actually spend money on a coach, is doing that. You clearly upgrade at coach, offensive guy for your young quarterback, and you poach somebody off of that Lions staff. You make them a little bit worse still. You know what I mean? Like that just helps you in division.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's if he makes that choice. I don't
Exactly.
necessarily think
But
he's
that's what I'm
going
saying. It's
to.
just like, but like you
Yeah.
put Thumbs up. If you give him an offer he can't refuse,
I mean, he's
it,
refused a
it
couple so far.
I
So
know, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like when you put enough
yeah,
money, everybody's got a price.
maybe. Yeah.
You overpay for Ben Johnson as a first time coach. Wear it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one you overpay for.
You know who would, and this is the last thing on coaching because obviously we're still a ways out, but I think Bobby Slowick would be a lot of fun on that team.
That's fair. I mean, I would also take Mike Vrabel too there. I
Yeah,
also
but
just think that
you
he's
just
a
love Vrabel.
yeah, I think he's a great coach.
Yeah.
I think he is. Like actual head coach, like culture builder, everything like that. Like a football guy goes, I'm going to hire people that are smarter than me to do their jobs. It's like a Jim Harbaugh in LA. Like that's his thing is it's like Harbaugh instills a culture. Like all of his teams have an identity, but outside of that, like he's not meddling in meeting rooms. He comes in, he checks out, or like checks in, sees what's going on, kind of thing. But he lets everybody do their jobs, and that's Vrabel.
Yeah.
He defines a culture, and Dan Campbell, same kind of thing. Like this is our identity, but I'm gonna let everybody do their jobs
Yeah.
and not be too hands on, and they're great at that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, so that's why I
Yeah.
am still very high on Vrabel.
I mean, I'm a big culture coach guy.
Yeah, obviously.
I've only experienced it for
I
the
mean,
last
honestly,
17
same
years.
like John Harbaugh, same kind of thing. Different extent to it because he was a special teams guy, but like still like same
Yeah.
idea. All right, moving on. Niners are dead.
I think they're dead. I mean,
They're dead.
they have a pulse.
They
That
have a
pulse gets
pulse.
stronger
They have a pulse
if they
if
somehow
Purdy
win on
is
Sunday.
playing, which they're not.
I'm just saying it. I would not play Brock Purdy in a snow game in Buffalo on Sunday night. That sounds like a death wish. But again, we'll get into that next episode a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just again like this is. I just more so wanted to touch on the past 5 years of the Niners. Essentially, it's like they like moved all their eggs into this basket. Are we
Hmm.
are we calling this a failure?
You kind of have to.
I was gonna say,
You
is
don't
that
win
the word
if you
that we're
don't
gonna
win.
use?
So if you don't, in this instance, you go all in on your defense every single year. You
Yep.
spend the money.
You spend the
You
money on offense because
find.
they're gonna be in cap hell.
I mean, you've circled how many different quarterbacks. You drafted Trey Lance at 3. You had Jimmy G. You now got lucky with Brock Purdy, and he's
Yeah.
panned out well for you. But now that rookie contract's up, you're done. Like that's it.
Well, he's got one more year left.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you might have that next
And
year.
that's kind of the thing. Is just like I do think it's a mistake to pay Purdy this offseason. I think you have to let this one play out before you decide to give him the $5 million, right? Like I like are we in the
Sure.
same camp on that at least?
I don't
A little
I don't
bit?
think I'm in the same I don't think so. I think he has shown enough where he is deserving of a contract extension. To what that amount is, I don't know. I don't make
So
that decision.
I was gonna say this, like he's ended up being better than I thought
100%.
and what I kind of envisioned him as. However, with this year, you're looking at him without a few weapons and you're dead in the water before Thanksgiving. And he's hurt again. So that's where I
Yeah.
go, like, it's not, I don't think he's quite even at this point.
No, he's definitely not Tua. Tua is a better quarterback than he is.
And that's what I'm
And
saying.
I
It's just like, but
and I've said that for a long time.
are you gonna pay the 13th best quarterback in the league almost $60 million?
What's your other alternative?
Reset?
Reset again for the third time in the last 10 years?
No, dude,
And
but
hope
but
it
like
works
I
out?
mean like a full reset, meaning bottom out next year.
Kyle Shanahan's not going to do that. We all know that. That
I
man doesn't
under,
know how to reset.
but he's done it before because he's had bad quarterback situations.
Yeah,
What I'm
he's
saying
done it.
is you like come the offseason, you trade Debo, you are very patient with Brandon Ayuk going into next year because you're probably going to lose Greenlaw, Travarius Ward. Who's the other one that on defense that's going to be free? Is it
I have no
Hufanga?
idea.
Is Hufanga a free agent this year?
Yeah, I think it's Hufanga.
Is it Hufanga? Yeah, but like so Hufanga, Ward, and Greenlaw are all going to be free agents this year. they don't have the money to re-sign them already.
Hmm.
You're gonna have to let them walk next in the off season because of your cap situation, because of Trent Williams making money and everything like that. I think you almost have to trade Deebo Samuel, which they have, like, it's already come out that they were thinking about doing that anyway. Offseason, you trade him at least for picks. Before the draft, you trade him for picks.
I mean, you
You
want to point out the
invest.
obvious? It's CMC. That's the obvious one.
I don't think they're going to. I feel like trading a running back, an aging running back with
I'm not
injury
saying
problems
trade him.
coming off of. Yeah, but I don't think it. I also don't think it makes any sense to cut him this offseason.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I'm looking
Maybe
it up.
maybe after next year. But I'm running the Niners. I'm trading
Yeah,
Debo this year. I'm letting those three guys walk. I'm investing heavily into the offensive line in this draft, and then bottoming out this year, essentially.
yeah. All right.
Bottoming out next year, and then because next year is going to be a better quarterback class than this year.
Yeah, I just looked it up. You physically can't cut this man.
I was
He
going to
has to
say, yeah,
retire. He
I was
has
going
to
to.
retire, and he's not going to retire. He's making too much money.
No, like I said, I think after next year, I think there's a little bit more wiggle room in terms of that contract and being able
Yeah,
to move off of him if they wanted to.
yeah. Let me see.
But
The
like, there's
dead cap is 22 million if they cut him,
yeah, again,
which
I
is
think
a
I think
lot.
this year you just kind of eat it,
Yeah,
especially when you lose on Sunday. Just lose out, get a better pick, draft O-line help in the first and second round. And
yeah,
then after next year, you see how Purdy looks through 6, 8 weeks next year. You make a decision there. If you're 6-2 through 8 weeks, go ahead and pay the guy. But like, if not, this is going to be a better next year. Next year is a better quarterback class because that's going to
yeah.
have Arch Manning. I don't think who else is in that is going to be eligible for that
It's
class.
depending. It's depending.
It is
A lot of
dependent, but
question marks.
like it's the next. Obviously not this year, but the next two quarterback classes are going to be better than
Yeah.
this one. And like
Well,
they can
not.
set themselves up to be in a
Yeah.
good position to get one of the next 8 guys that come out.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the way you want to look at it, sure. But
I think that's the
obviously,
smart play, and the Niners are a smart organization. So that's
yeah.
what
But
I would be expecting out of them.
they're also a team that doesn't like just kind of give up. That's not their organization. That's not what they're built upon. I mean, for a team that was in a Super Bowl last year,
No, I know. I
they're
mean,
not.
they would,
Yeah.
what, in 5 years, they've been to 4 NFC championship games.
Yeah. So
That's what I'm
like,
saying is like they put all their chips on the table and it didn't pan out for them.
I
You
don't know.
have to revisit everything at that point.
Yeah. No, I'm in full agreement. However, in that same standpoint, it would be hard for me to walk away from a quarterback that has shown me already that he's capable of getting to the Super Bowl, that he's capable of leading our team to where it wants to go.
No,
And
I agree
granted,
with that.
they could have won that game last year.
They
There
could
was
have.
a lot of
I mean,
they should have.
for sure.
They should have.
They should
But
have won that game,
I
yes. And they
I
should have
think that
beaten the Chiefs in the first one with Jimmy G. If he
yeah,
could throw one deep pass in that game, they win that game. I'm agreeing with all of that, but like that's also the part of it where you go, okay, why can't we get over the hump here? And I think you look at it and you look at even on the NFC side, because obviously all of the best quarterbacks are in the AFC. We understand that. Like of the top
we've had
10,
that
of the
conversation
top
a lot.
10
Yeah.
quarterbacks, 8 of them are in the AFC. We
You
know
think it's
that.
8?
Of the current top 10, I think 8 of them probably.
Okay.
Okay, who are you putting in on the
So
NFC
it's
side?
Mahomes. So it's Mahomes, Lamar,
But that's what I'm saying.
Herbert,
Okay,
Burrow.
can you give me 3 NFC quarterbacks
Hurts.
that you firmly believe are in the top 10 in the
We're talking
NFC?
just
Just yeah, give me 3 guys in the NFC right now.
Love. Well,
Exactly. Stafford.
well, Hurts
I
for
think
sure.
Stafford and
If it's
Goff.
Stafford, he's 10. Oh, Goff. I didn't even
I
think
think
Goff.
Stafford and Goff are the 2 that you can make a very sound argument for, and I think would be in the top 10
Really? So you don't
in
think
the
Hurts
league.
is in the top 10?
I don't think so.
interesting because I would put him in the top 10.
I think there's still enough questions. I think Hurts and Dak are the two that are like you can argue
Dak would be
for,
four
that
on
I'll
that
listen to
list. Yeah.
arguments for, but also like there's still questions about. Love, kind of the same thing, where it's just like you can't firmly put him in there.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying with that is, even with that, you now go to the NFC quarterbacks, and let's just do NFC ones. You got Stafford, you got Goff, firmly in the top 10 thing, I think. And then you got Hurts, Dak, and Love that you can make good arguments for. Purdy's not any of those guys. I have come around on Purdy a lot at this point.
Yeah.
But it's just I think you have to look at the list, and Caleb is coming. Bryce Young is looking better. Who are the other young ones in the NFC right now?
Oh, you know who
I
we
mean,
forgot
Jaden
in the
Daniels is.
No. You know who we forgot in the NFC? And this is my own personal belief. It's Kyler.
Yeah, I mean, like if they have a coaching situation, exactly. Yeah,
He is better than to me. He's better than Dak. To me, he's better than.
he's better than Dak and Hurts. I think
He's better than
right now.
I think he's better than Love.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I think
But
he
like,
has
yeah,
a good
he's
chance
another
of
one on
being
that.
in
But
that, like,
yeah,
yeah.
they're totally fair. But like, that's what I'm saying is like now we're at 6 guys in just the NFC, and that's the weaker quarterback conference.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, I think you have to be very, very honest about the world you live in if you're the Niners,
Yeah.
for sure. I don't know. We spent way too much time on the Niners there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to go off the rails like that, but
No.
yeah.
On the flip side, though, I do want to do this because I'm going to go down a rabbit hole on this.
Another rabbit hole? All right.
A little
we're gonna
bit,
be
a
here for
little bit.
while,
I'm gonna.
guys.
No. This is a quick one. This is a quick one. The Eagles are wildly legitimate at this point.
100%. They're very good.
Like I was not expecting them to win that game by 17. Here's the rabbit hole I want to go down, though.
Okay.
Think I want to get on the bandwagon for Saquon MVP. I think I want to live in that camp. I think I'm going to get into that
I heard
camp.
some rumblings this past week about that, and it's interesting. It's certainly an interesting
Because
conversation.
it is right there. Because the last non-QB MVP was AP in 2012, and his numbers already are better than AP's through
So
11, 12 games, whatever it is right now.
all right.
And
Okay,
I'm pushing for that. Yeah, no, because again, he had 300 plus, or over 300 scrimmage yards on Sunday night.
Yeah.
He's on pace right now to break the single season rushing record and single season scrimmage yards.
Okay.
I think right now, if it weren't for the Jalen Hurts touchdowns, like the whole, we talked about this before, like him getting the ball to the 1 yard line and only getting one touch the next play, that's 6 to 7 more touchdowns that he could have under his belt. If that were the case and he was getting the touches there and getting those touchdowns to, make his touchdown numbers look a little bit better, I think honestly he would be the favorite for MVP.
So let's live in this world of what ifs.
Yes, I'm on board for that. I like what ifs. They're fun. They're fun.
I have two. Well, one's not really a what if, it's more of a question. But first, what if? If Saquon does break the single season rushing record while also scoring 15 touchdowns total. I'm not saying rushing, I'm saying total touchdowns.
Total touchdowns. Yeah, I do want to look at his total touchdown numbers anyway, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go. I'll say scrimmage. If he breaks the scrimmage,
I think if he does both
yards. If he does both and has 15 touchdowns, there's a big argument for him compared to the other two at the top, which is Lamar and Mahomes.
Yeah, no, and honestly, this is coming from a Ravens fan and saying that like I think this is the best Lamar has ever looked. Honestly, like he looks more complete as a passer. The running game is still there, everything like that. I think this is the best version of Lamar I've seen, even after last year. I think this is the best version of Lamar, and I am gonna sit here and pound the table for the rest of the year and say, barring any real outlier games, I'm gonna sit here and pound the table for like Saquon is the MVP.
Yeah. So here's my next question. And AP won it. What it was 2012, correct? AP won. What was the best quarterback that year? Let's compare. Let's compare apples to oranges. What did their numbers look like?
2012. I was gonna say it's got to be you're looking at Brady, Manning. No, Manning didn't play that year. Manning
Mm-hmm.
that was the other part of it too. Was Manning that was his neck surgery year, wasn't it?
I
No,
thought it was 2011.
it was 2011. Was it 2011? 2013 was his big year with the
Yeah, I
Broncos.
know that.
Was he
Yes.
out 2012 as well?
No, he just didn't have a great year. Well, he didn't have a
It was
bad
his
year.
first year. Yeah, because Luck was the
Yeah.
2012 draft, right?
Yes.
And one of the best rookie QB seasons ever, honestly.
Yes.
But
Yeah. So Manning threw 4,659 yards.
in
He had
2012,
37 in 2012. Yeah.
good
37
God, so
touchdowns,
he still had a
11
great year.
interceptions. Still a great year. Breeze threw for 5,100 yards, almost 52.
That was the one because
43
that's been the
touchdowns
thing.
and 19 picks.
Yeah,
Also, though, the voters hate Drew Brees.
always have.
Always have.
Like
So that played
I'm
a major
best
role.
quarterback to never win an MVP.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Marino won.
And
So, yeah.
I've based on new information the past couple of years since he's retired, I've come off of my Drew Brees love a little bit, but still, like that dude was insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even Tom Brady threw for 4,800 yards that year, 34 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Yeah.
It's just
But
Rodgers even had 43 with 39 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Was that the 15-1 year for Rodgers? No, because he won the MVP that year.
It was the year before, 2011.
The year before was because they won the Super Bowl, they went 15-1 and then lost in the first round. Yeah, I remember that now. But anyway, regardless, just I got Saquon's numbers pulled up here. He's first in carries, first in yards. He's fourth in rushing touchdowns. He's got 12 total touchdowns right now, and
so he's gonna spank the touchdown
and 9 times he's taken the ball to the one and didn't get the touch, and 8 of those times he did not get the next touch. Meaning, okay, let's just call it if he gets 6 more touchdowns.
Okay.
He's got 10 rushing
18.
touchdowns, 2 receiving. He could be at 18 touchdowns right now.
Yeah.
With
so if
6 games left to play.
If those were his actual numbers,
I think he's firmly. I think he's locked into that.
We're talking type of MVP season because
that's what I'm saying is he could break his record.
That was the best running back season of all time with touches, with total yardage, with the touchdowns.
Yeah, he holds the touchdown record. Right?
26.
26.
Pretty sure it's 26.
Is it? Yeah, but he holds that record, and that was his MVP year. But that's what I'm saying is it's like that's not out of the realm of possibilities for this dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the dude broke off 2 70-yard touchdowns on Sunday night.
Yeah, that's insane. 72 and 70.
He's averaging 6.2 yards per carry right now. Like every part of this is like I think, and because of the change of that team at this point, like yes, they were 10-0 last year, and then they completely fell apart. Like he has completely changed everything about that team. Anytime they get into a rut, it's just like, all right, let's get Saquon a couple touches, and they're back in, and everything looks normal again. Like a Vic Fangio, finally, like that defense has turned into something.
Yeah,
it took a while.
As a whole looks insane.
Like every part of this team, Sirianni has backed off of everything, and he's back to being a culture guy and what he's good at. Like it is, like, and on the other side of this, just thinking about it, like they're alive for the 1 seed. If Detroit has a 2-game skid, Philly is alive for the 1 seed.
Yeah, here's that situation because Philly still plays Baltimore this week, and then they play Pittsburgh in 2 weeks. So they still have a difficult stretch here. I still think they play the Commanders one more time.
Yes.
So those are three good teams they still have to play again with Detroit.
Yeah, they
Also,
go down the stretch here,
LT,
just
LT
for the
was
sake of it.
28.
28 touchdowns. I was
28.
gonna say, yeah,
Yeah,
that year was insane for him. What was that? 06?
2006.
Yeah. Look at that. 06, right off the rip there.
There you
Anyway,
go. There you go, big dog.
I know, right? It's the little things sometimes. But yeah, no, so Eagles down the stretch, they go Ravens, Panthers, Steelers, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Yeah.
But and then on the flip side of it, let's look at the Lions schedule here. Lions do get Bears, Packers, Bills, Bears, Niners, Vikings.
Hmm.
So at any point in time, if they go on a 2-game skid, like we were just talking about with Caleb heating up right now, like I don't think you would be shocked if they lose their next two, for example.
No, no.
Getting Bears, Packers. I don't think that's like and no, like not talking shit on the Lions, but like just for the sake of it, like you would not be shocked if they lose their next two.
No, I wouldn't.
And
But
that's what I'm saying. It's
I
just
don't
like
think it's gonna happen. But I would.
I don't think it's going to happen either. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like if it does, if they
Yeah.
have a rough
Considering
2
the
to
living
3
of
game
what ifs.
stretch,
Yeah.
because and then they get the Bills after that, like you get a little bit of a or that's honestly what I should say. So that it's really looking at week 15, 16. You get the Bills at home, and then you go to the Bears,
Yeah.
which is playing outdoors in Chicago on December 22nd.
Yeah.
Jared Goff kind of
one of 3 Jared Goff outdoor games this year.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
So
just like
like
a perfect storm for this man.
I think you could say like, okay, you lose those two, and if Philly goes 2-0 in those two games, like they would have the 1 seed at that point.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Absolutely insane. Like since the bye, the Philly has been a completely different team. So there's that.
All right.
All right, let's move on because we
Let's jump
spent
into these
more
top
time on that
10s.
than I wanted to.
I knew it was gonna happen just because I didn't know where you were gonna go with that at first, and
Can I get-
liked it. So.
Can I get 90 seconds on the Ravens Chargers?
Yeah, I forgot we did
90
that.
seconds. This is all I want to say. Like I said to you, Ravens off of a bad loss, pissed off. We're back. First team to put up 30 on the Chargers. They were averaging, like the Chargers were the number 1 scoring defense, giving up 14 points a game. Ravens put up 30 on them. This is again back to Lamar. Outside of the Steelers Chiefs, he beats everybody up. Everything like that. The only part of this game that I want to point out is the 4th and 1 at their own 16 with after the 2-minute warning in the first half.
Okay.
It's very easy to say, love the play because it worked. Because if it hadn't worked, Harbaugh would have been getting crushed. However, that was the 2-minute warning. And just quick breakdown of this. Yeah, it was out of the 2-minute warning. Going into the 2-minute warning, they tried to draw them off sides. Then they came out, rolled the offense out again at their own 16, 2-minute warning. Basically, why I like this move in general, no matter what on this one, is if you punt there. So if they don't get the 4th down, Chargers can score, go up 17-7 going into half. If they punt, there's still 2 minutes. They can still go up 17-7 in the first half there, but also kill a lot more clock. Basically, if you don't get the 4th down and they score, you're going to get, because they're so close, you're getting the ball back and can try to get points there. In that spot specifically, I didn't see a downside to that really, because if you don't get it, you're giving up points. If you punt, you're giving up points. But at least if you give them the ball at the 16, you're getting the ball back before the half is over. Honestly, like probably, and you still have timeouts. You still have all 3 timeouts. You can get the ball back with a minute 30,
Depending, yeah.
roughly, and that's enough time to get down and at least get points. So that's all I wanted to say on that game. More than anything was
Okay.
was
Yeah.
was the coaching 4th down stuff, nerding out on 4th down calls.
I do also want to point out the fact that I don't know what you guys do to J.K. Dobbins, where he has to get hurt every time he is within 5 feet.
Dude,
of the
I don't
Ravens,
know
but
either. Like I saw this,
it's
I saw a really
unfortunate.
good tweet too. It's just like John Harbaugh has 0 issues stomping on his brother, but like draws the line at Mike Tomlin and Andy Reid. like for whatever reason. Like it's like, what the
Just
fuck are
can't
we
do
doing
it.
here? Has no problem fucking up his family.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's
All
let's
right,
move
top
on.
tens.
We're gonna talk about these two teams a little bit more here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
One of us probably immediately, the other one maybe in a few.
All right, fair enough. So number 10, what do
Because
you got?
I have the Chargers number 10.
Ooh,
Yeah.
got him a little low, honestly, for my taste.
I I don't think so. But
I think
but I also firmly believe my 8 to 10 teams, they're all the same. All the same.
so.
It's
I
just
have them at
who got it
7.
done. Yeah,
I have them at
I
7
see.
for the sake
You
of
have
I
my
think
17 low.
I think that they're the Cowboys of the past couple of years. Right now, and like this version of the Chargers, first year
I
with
see. I
Jim
see what you're
Harbaugh,
saying. Okay.
it's, beating up on the teams that they need to take care of.
Yeah.
Not great against winning teams.
Okay. Fair.
So basically, like,
I'm
that's,
not gonna.
like I said that they were a 10-win team, I think firmly.
Yeah.
But like, if they get to 12, I don't think either one of us are shocked at this point.
No.
And the
No.
Cowboys,
So
the Cowboys were a consistent 12-win team, but also nobody took them seriously.
yeah. I trust me. I like I said, my 8, 9, 10 teams, they're all pretty interchangeable for me. It just kind of came down
That's
to
fair.
what I saw last week, what I liked a little bit more versus other teams. I
Yeah.
mean, the team I have at 9, I mean, I've been in on them for the last few weeks. I've been talking about them for a long time. This is the first time I've snuck them into my top 10, so I'm excited about it.
All right, well, we'll get to that, but I'll do my number 10 real
But
quick. I
I
got,
didn't even talk about the Chargers. I didn't
oh,
even
fair
talk
enough.
about them.
I don't know, I
You
cut
just
you
kind
off.
of rolled me. So what
Whatever.
I do love is what I'm seeing with the coaching staff and what I'm seeing with how they are playing as a whole. Justin Herbert has the biggest worry in the season was Justin Herbert was going to come in and kind of get like written off in this offense. It's going to be run heavy, yada yada, and it kind of was to start. However, Herbert has really developed in this offense, and he's just kind of come into his own. That's what I wanted to see. And with that and how well the defense is playing, like you said, I can see them maybe hitting 12 wins and not batting an eye at it. So
Yeah,
I like
no,
it.
and
I
that's what
like
I
it.
said
And again,
with
I
that
like all
too.
these
Like before the
teams.
season was Herbert is not going to be asked to do a lot. Like it's that was going to be, this year is, especially with the limited weapons on the perimeter, it was definitely just going to be stay the course, manage games, be comfortable, and he is. It's very clear that he's comfortable. I mean, the Ravens obviously 2 weeks in a row now the defenses look good, especially the secondary, which awesome. I just want to, like that's great. But even still, like, it's just make the right reads, play smart, don't turn the ball over, and he's doing a really good job of that. Like
100%. Yeah.
it's like a reset year for him. And this draft, they'll probably get him a weapon or in free agency. Like they're gonna make a move somewhere and get
Yeah.
something on the perimeter because they do need that.
They'll
They need a playmaker for sure. I mean, Lad McConkey is now second among rookies
rookies.
in receiving yards.
Is he still behind BTJ?
No, no, he passed BTJ. No, 1 and 2 right now is Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey.
Oh, it's Brock. That's
Brock
right. I
Bowers
saw that.
is the rookie leader in receiving yards right now. Wild.
Who would have guessed?
I
Who
know,
would have guessed?
insane. I mean, dude is insane too. But yeah, like I love everything about the Chargers. I said that before the year. I was like, Jim Harbaugh is going to completely change the identity of this team, and he
Yeah.
has. And you're seeing that
He's done a good
immediately.
job.
They're
Yeah, he's done a really
physical.
good job.
Like not Monday night notwithstanding, honestly, but like again, you're getting an angry Ravens team.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not gonna shit on you for that. My
Yeah,
10
yeah.
team is Broncos. Again,
That's my 9. That's my 9.
fair enough. All right, good. All right, cool. Like we same kind of thing there. It's a coaching thing.
Yeah,
Bo Nix.
same, almost
I think
identical.
I think Bo Nix has rookie of the year in the bag at this point. Honestly, I think he is. I'll look at the odds here real quick because I think he is the favorite now.
That's crazy.
I think he is the
But
favorite now with Jaden Daniels skid, but I'm gonna double check that to be safe.
I think it'll be tight to come down the stretch. I do. I firmly believe that.
It's gonna be close. I don't. I think he is the favorite though. Hold on, let me find
I wouldn't put it past them if he is, but I
award.
think it's going to be very tight.
Oh boy, hold on, it's loading right now. I got shitty. So no, he's not
It's
the
still
favorite
Daniels.
yet. Still Daniels, but Daniels is minus 150. Bo Nix is plus one.
So it's close. It's like I said,
It
and
is
I
close.
think it'll stay very close for the
I think
next
it will be
5,
close.
6 weeks.
I don't see. That's what I was going to say. Is like I think it's going to swing in Bo Nix's favor
I'm not saying it's not. Well, I'm saying even if it does, it's
because
not going to be a blowout. It's going
well,
to
what
be
I'm saying
tight.
is it's going to swing in the next couple of weeks because I think the Broncos' schedule down the stretch is much easier than the Commanders.
That's fair.
And just
I think the
speaking of that
Commanders
again, we're
definitely
starting
need
to
to
see
win.
like what I was saying about like Cliff Kingsbury. 10 weeks in, his offense is kind of just
Yeah.
limp to
I
the finish
guess
line.
to my standpoint on that game, the only reason the Commanders were in their game this week was because Jaden Daniels did make plays down the stretch to make it as close as it was.
But at the same time, you're playing an injury ravaged Cowboys team.
No, you should have destroyed them.
There
I'm
should
not. I'm
have
not saying anything.
they're like
Yeah, you should.
good
You
for
shouldn't
him
have.
that he kept them in the game, but also he shouldn't have been in that position to begin with.
No, I completely
Yeah,
agree with that.
that's kind of where I'm going with that. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. So yeah, we're both on the Broncos. Sean Payton is doing a great job. I was completely out on Bo Nix until the Broncos drafted him. Until he ended up in with Sean Payton. Like I said
Yeah.
before the year too, I think this is one of those weird quarterback classes that I think they're all going to do well, at least be hit to varying levels because they ended up in great spots.
Yeah, I agree.
Jaden Daniels, everything new. Bo Nix, Sean Payton, like that marriage is going to be really solid. Like I'm not like there's a defined ceiling on Bo Nix, but it's the perfect spot for him at least. Like I don't think he would have done well
100%.
probably anywhere else.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. But
yeah, exactly.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, like the Broncos.
Yeah, your 9 was the Broncos. I got the Vikings at 9.
I have the Vikings at 7.
Okay, fair enough. I'm giving them their flowers, honestly, at this point because like they have. I know because I had them out for a while there.
You did.
They were on the outside looking in, but I will give them their flowers. This might be the wrong week to do it because I think Sam Darnold is banged up.
I think he's good to go.
Maybe
he's playing this week.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like he's also reckless too, so like he might hurt himself more.
Sure. Yeah, whatever. That's why
they did just sign Danny Dimes.
We didn't even talk about.
Oh my god, I forgot about Danny Dimes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ! Almost an hour in, and we're just now getting to Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes gets cut. Yeah, that's a whole fucking mess over there at the Giants. Yeah. We'll touch on that on the next one just for the sake of it. And all that mess. But yeah, with Vikings, I'm giving them their flowers. I'm extremely nervous about them down the stretch, though.
Yeah,
extremely.
That's something we can talk about.
That's an injury thing
at least
more
right
than anything.
Now,
yeah,
they look good. They're playing good football. They're at least winning games that they're supposed to be winning, which is what you want from a good team.
Yeah, at this point, sitting at 9-2, you kind of just go, "What the fuck am I?" Like that's kind of where like what I was thinking was like, I have to put them in the top 10 at this point because like I don't know how much I buy it. I think they're probably one and done in the playoffs at this point, but like holy shit, they're 9-2 and alive for the 1 seed right now. Like I don't know, I don't know what to do with any part of that. So moving on to number 8. Who you got at 8?
I have the Packers.
So do I. I figured we were gonna have the same one there. Yeah.
So we have the same top 10 again. That's guaranteed already. No, exactly.
Yeah, no, it is all the same 10 teams. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, Packers at 8. I still don't know what to do with this team.
They're winning games.
I don't know what to think about them. They are chaotic.
The defense is interesting, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit in the next episode. I have some comments, but I think they're still a good team as a whole. They're well coached. They're a playoff team. They're going to be in there. It's just
that's what I was going to say too.
I kind of trust this team less this year than I did last year because Jordan Love hit that stretch, hit that run down the stretch.
Oh, he was hot to end the year last year.
It's not the same looking team. It's not the same
right.
feel of that team, but they're still a good team regardless, and I still like them as a whole.
Yeah, Jordan Love is kind of the best version of Jameis Winston. He's the Michael Jordan of Jameis Winston's.
He's Michael Jordan.
Where every time he lets go of the ball, especially if he's throwing it deep, you don't know who's coming down with it.
That's
every
fair.
single time. Like you
So
don't
fair.
know who he's throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
However, they're a weird one, and this is why I say I don't know what to do with them. Is man, them as a wild card team is so good for them,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good because they're gonna go play in good weather, and that's
Yeah.
their brand.
It's good for the league.
They're the anti Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, for the
Like,
first time
you
ever.
want, yeah, like if you're playing in Green Bay, you want a physical team, cold weather team, everything like that.
Yeah.
This team should not get a home game. I like their chances more as going on the road or playing in a dome than I do if they play a
That's
home
fair.
game in
Like
the
kind
playoffs.
of like last year.
Yeah, like they're a fast track team and it is terrifying because they can score with anybody. I mean,
Yeah,
Jaden
they're
Reed and all those weapons, like they're, but at the same time too, like if, first playoff game, Jordan Love throws 4 picks, I'm also not surprised by that. They're so
no.
chaotic.
It's just that's their kind of mantra. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. All
All
right.
right. So we got our
6 and 5.
6 and 5. Yeah. Well, who do you have at 6?
So these teams are literally like so it's 7 through 10. They're basically all the same for me.
7 through
Six and
10 are the
five,
outside looking in for sure.
6 and 5 are like identical for me, and
Okay.
then the top four are the top four.
Yes.
My 6 is Baltimore.
Same.
Okay, good.
I have them at 6 as well. We might
I
have.
have a feeling with 6 through
We're
1
gonna
is
be
going to be
real.
identical.
It's gonna be real close.
No. You're gonna flip 3 and 4, but
I was
then
getting that. That's the one that I was thinking about. But yeah,
you're gonna flip
6. I got
3 and 4
Baltimore
just
as
because
well.
I know how you feel.
I
Shit.
need to
Let's
see.
just run through it.
Yeah.
Let's
So
just run
6
through it.
Baltimore. I'll just run through it here real quick. My thoughts because 5 you have Pittsburgh.
I have Pittsburgh. You have
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
that's fair. Yeah.
4, you
So
have the Bills.
yep.
I have the Eagles. And
We have
that's
3 and
where I
4
knew we were
flip flopped.
gonna-
Yeah, yeah. That's
And then,
it. I was
okay.
gonna say
All
we have
right,
the
so we
same
know
one,
where we're
but
at.
yeah.
We know where
So
we're at. Yeah, so let's run through it real quick. Get through
I'll
this.
run through all my thoughts here real quick. So starting with the Ravens, I need to see one more week of the secondary playing well.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the thing. Before I really buy into them again,
they're tested this week. They're going up against
sure.
Philly, and
I will
we're
be
gonna
at that
talk about
game.
that.
I will
You're
be at that.
going?
I'm going to that game.
Wow.
That was a birthday present from
That's
the
a good-
lady there.
Oh,
Yeah, we're going down on Sunday. I'm very excited about that. Stressed already, I can tell you that.
yeah, that's gonna be a
Wildly
big
stressed
one.
about that. But yes,
Okay.
so Baltimore, I need to see another week of the secondary
Yeah,
playing well.
100%.
Marlon Humphrey has been better. Trey White has really changed a lot in the last 2 weeks. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think
That's
he's kind of been the veteran presence and getting everybody organized more than anything,
hmm
and really just helping. I mean, the Pittsburgh game, he had 2 big pass breakups and everything like that. But I think more so it's just like that culture thing, getting that secondary in order because they have looked good the past 2 weeks. Steelers, I had to drop him a little bit because he did lose to the Browns.
yeah, I did
Again,
the same.
so did Baltimore. It's fine. I'm not taking too much stock into that. It's not so much they lost, it's that the other teams I think are just better at this point.
Yeah, no, 100%. I
Like,
feel
it's
the exact,
not a real
clearly, I
knock.
feel the exact same way.
Again, I think they're the scariest team in the AFC, bar none. Like,
Bar a blizzard, apparently.
apparently. I don't know. Again, I think that was kind of fluky. I think they'll be fine if they
Yeah, I think
meet
so.
another snowstorm. Bills, when they're healthy and humming, they look really fucking good.
Mhm.
Really fucking good. I'm not quite at the point to put them higher. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people just listening to national media are much higher on the Bills. I am not quite there yet. Not quite.
I mean, you've always known my feelings on the Bills.
Again, if everything goes right, I think they're terrifying, and Josh Allen is a great playoff quarterback. But like, there's just something about McDermott that I don't totally trust. Everything like that. I'm not ready to really make that jump with the Bills. Eagles, we talked about them already. I mean, the Saquon thing, just being their rock, honestly, at this point, is insane. The defense has really come around with Vic Fangio. They're playing the brand that works for them, limiting Jalen Hurts pass attempts, because even on Monday or Sunday night, I think he was 22 passes. I think he was like 22. I think that's a good number. 20 to 25 attempts for him is the sweet spot. And they look great when they do that. I mean, it's the Chiefs. I got them at 2.
Yeah.
Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, I pencil them in for the AFC Championship game. fine. Like they're just doing what they're doing. And the Lions, just like eye test wise, that's the best team.
Yeah, 100%.
I think if they played the Chiefs this weekend, I would probably still pick the Chiefs to win that game. But like that's a testament to the past 5 years, 5, 6 years
Yeah,
with the Chiefs. Lions are just eye test wise, they're in the trenches, the best team, the best O line, a great D line, even without Aiden Hutchinson. They have weapons, everything like that. Like it's they look insane.
yeah,
Your turn. Run through 6 to 1.
yeah. So
I did that in about
Baltimore,
3 minutes, so
yeah,
you can't yell at me for that.
I'll probably be faster. Baltimore, like I said, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, they're like pretty even for me, even teams. They've lost a lot of similar type games. They're similarly coached. They can beat anybody on any given Sunday, except if
Mhm.
Baltimore's playing Pittsburgh or Kansas City. They can't do that.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
You're welcome. Steelers, they ran into Jameis Winston, who apparently is just a god sent. I really don't
Yeah,
understand. But
right against the AFC
as
North, can't do anything outside of that.
yeah, yeah, as a whole, uh, they've just consistently looked like a very good team in the league. The defense continues to pop on paper, continues to be the fastest team defense that I've seen play so far. Patrick Queen has just been electric in that the middle of that defense. He's really just grown into the role
I was gonna
that we
say he's
signed
found
him
his
to be.
home. Like he's settled into that, and he's kind of got the same role he had last year or post the Roquan Smith trade
Yeah, yeah, and
because he was
he
viewed as
looks
a bust, and then Roquan Smith showed up and let him kind of settle into what he's good at, and he's now found that role with Pittsburgh, and good for
yeah,
him.
and he looks electric. He's everywhere on that field making plays. So I'm very happy he's kind of become what he is. Everybody's kind of hating on Minka and TJ after last week because they didn't do anything. And again, Minka can't make plays when he's not targeted. He can't just show up out of nowhere and intercept the ball that's on the other side of the field. So
Yeah,
I just
he's a
want people to
weird
calm
safety
down.
though too. He's a more coverage safety, which
I
is
mean, he
strange.
does he makes big plays.
He
He does.
does, he
He's
does,
known
but
for that. But
he's a weird one. He's not your roamer. He's not like Palomalu, for example, just calling it a Steelers thing there. He's not
yeah,
everywhere. He's much
yeah,
better in coverage. He leans towards that corner
yeah.
role more than he does
Whereas, like, I
safety role.
guess they brought in Deshaun Elliott, and he's been that guy who does step up and
Yes,
does the run
in
game.
the
He
run
does
game,
that
yeah, exactly.
aspect. They balance each other out really
Their
well,
roles
which
are completely different. Yeah,
they haven't had that in a safety duo in a long time. When they had Palomalu and Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark was the big hitter, and
yep.
Palomalu made
And
splash plays.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So
took care
I
of the
guess
secondary.
if you want him to make splash plays, that's on the
Yeah,
defense.
he's not the guy
Then
that's
you
going to
need to
come up in the
scheme it.
run game. That's just not
Yeah,
who
you
he
just
is.
need to. Yeah, you need to scheme it differently and have him roam more. But again, I don't care. Moving on to Philly, we've talked about them. The defense has really kind of grown into this more cohesive unit that's moving together, making the stops, making the play. I mean, you stopped one of the hottest offenses in the league last week. You really held them in the second half, which is important, and you needed to see that. Where on the offensive side of the ball, they're just all cylinders ahead, just looking phenomenal. Man, I just love Josh Allen. He's the funnest quarterback in the league for me. The man just knows how to make plays constantly, so that's what you want. But outside of that, like you said, when they're healthy, they're dangerous, and they're just going to win games every single week. Chiefs and Lions, like you said, Lions are the best looking team in the league. They just move as one when they're on offense. They don't really make a lot of mistakes. Other than that Houston game, they are a very intuitive team that gets after it. And Dan Campbell is really just on pace to win that head coach of the year right now. So it's pretty impressive. And I guess to discuss Kansas City, they did it again. Good for them.
Yeah,
When you have Mahomes, you just expect to win games, and they just keep doing it. So we'll see how it continues down the stretch here. But yeah,
yeah. No, I mean, we're on the same page on all those teams there. Yeah, I think I don't know. That's all I got for this one at this point.
yeah. All right.
Cool. All
That's
right. Well,
long-winded, man.
that was a little long-winded. Well, we saved it at the end there. We drug out a
We
little bit.
did
We got through this top 10s a
only
little quicker
only
this time.
only a little over an hour for
11.
you guys
Not
here.
bad. Not bad. Not
Not
bad.
bad. All right. We will we'll see you in the next one though. All right,
Yep.
guys.
We're gonna run it back here.
Hell yeah.